So hi everybody, this is another one of our hangouts. Today it will be special hangout. We try to do each single one special, but today is special because I have a guy here with me who is actually going to tell you his personal story. I've heard some parts of it, so I know already what he's going to talk about, but I don't know like all the stuff, and it's not going to be very long. It's going to be really interesting because Otmar, it's his name. He's right here with me. By the way, Otmar, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm great.
Good,
Thanks for
good, good.
inviting me.
Yeah, no problem. Otmar is living in Austria, and I actually don't know it which town or which city. If you just can tell
Yeah,
us,
the,
Otmar,
the
where is it?
capital in Vienna. I live in
Ah, yeah.
Vienna.
Okay. I mean, maybe you even told me and I forgot. So thanks for
That's
reminding me. Thanks for
that's
reminding me.
okay.
So I just give a word to Otmar. He's going to share some of his stuff he wants to share with the world, and this is part of our series. It's called Naked Entrepreneur, and we have a couple of people already, including me, including Thomas, who is not on the hangout today because he's traveling. John, um, uh, I don't know at the moment what John is doing. There is Gail and there is Teresa also. So now we have Otmar. It's another one of the naked entrepreneurs. So Otmar is actually going to be naked, if you believe it or not. And I'm curious, to be witnessing this. So Otmar. Start wherever you want, share with us whatever you want to share with us, with the world, and I'm pretty excited about hearing your story. So back to you.
Yeah, thanks, thanks. I start like this because I was thinking about this lately. That about 1.5 years ago, I was pretty nervous and afraid to do videos and hangouts and stuff like this. And uh, I tell you honestly, I'm still a little bit nervous, but I'm much more confident because I know now what is going on here, and actually, it is exciting for me, and this is what I wanted to share as an introduction. Um, Actually, I never told my story like this, and maybe this is why I was not so confident, and I just decided to let my intuition lead me through this story. And I think I will start with this story that what inspired me and what is actually like a thread through my life. When I was 15 years old, I think it was the first or the second time that I went to United States, and I stayed several times there because I have relatives there, so it was quite convenient to travel there. I just needed a plane ticket. So what I did uh, is we went to the cinema, and it was exactly the year when the first part of Jurassic Park came out, and we watched it 6 months before actually it came to Europe, this movie. And so I was a little bit privileged, I could say. When I came back to Austria, I could tell the people how great this movie is. But it happened something. I really loved this movie, and I wanted to figure out everything about this movie. I wanted to know who made this movie, who was the director, how did they make the special effects and all this stuff. And actually, this is when I started to get interested in Steven Spielberg, because it's not only that the special effects in the movie is great, but I think Steven Spielberg has also a great life story, and this is how he became a role model for me. And yeah, I even read his biography, and I I didn't even watch every movie from him, but I tried to figure out how could I become a director, something like this. And there's another passion from me. What I figured out is that I would love to make documentaries about nature, like on a BBC level. And this this somehow, I think, it led me also to my job at the TV stations, because I studied at this time at the technical high school. I studied communication engineering, all the people expected that I would go to the how do you say, industry, and I will be a electronics engineer or something like this, but I was not really interested in this. And all the classmates were asking me, why do you study at this school if you're not interested in this? I said, I will do something like in electronics, but I think I'm more interested in TV production. So this was actually the start. While I was still in school, I started with an internship at Austrian Broadcasting Corporation. And yeah, it was just, you would call it a student job actually. That you stay there 8 hours, but you really had to work only 2 hours, because I worked at the newsroom and I was just waiting till we broadcasted the news on air. So it was a good start because I could earn some money besides the school, and I had my introduction into the TV business. And yeah, that I make it a little bit short about the TV things. I worked altogether about 15 years in this business, but I realized at a certain point that it doesn't bring me there where I wanted to go. It didn't. I was always a technician, and I always said something like, I don't know if you say this in English, that I have a stamp on my forehead, like, you're the technician. But I never had the feeling that they take me serious as a creative person or something like this. I tried many times to get a position as a video editor at least, which is considered also technical but also creative at the same time, because you have to know how to put the pictures together. That, I mean, yes, there is a I don't know how this person is called in English. The person who sits all in the video editing room who tells you how to edit the story. So this is actually the real creative person. But as a video editor, you have to know too how to put the pictures together and how it fits together, and that you have a good transition and all this stuff. I made this, I would say I made it as a hobby somehow. I made sometimes quite professional videos, but it never became really a profession. This is what I would say. And yeah, this explains a little bit why I want to found a media company, because I know a lot about video production. So back to the story with Steven Spielberg. I even named my son. His second name is Steven. So
Wow.
this this really, I think, underlines how important Steven Spielberg, the role of Steven Spielberg, is in my life. And yeah, as I said, I always wanted to become a director, but what I realized after a while is when you are a director, you are somehow also a leader, because you have to show especially the actors, you have to show them what they should do. So first of all, of course, you have to study the script and the movie and everything, and you have to read it, but you need to get a vision somehow from the finished project. It has to be in your head already. And you are actually the one who is giving the style to this movie, because it's a big difference, and I think a lot of people realize this already who studied this a little bit, to watch movies and to read a script from a movie, or to read a book and to see the movie. It's a big difference, because everybody has a different vision in their head. If they read something, they have a picture in their head, but everybody would make it completely different. So you as a director, I think you give the style to the movie, and you are the one who puts it actually into pictures. This is what is written in the book. And this vision, you have to transfer it somehow to the actors, to the staff, everybody who is involved in the movie. And I think a director is a very versatile person, because yeah, at a certain point I realized if you don't know how to act like an actor, you can't be a director. And why I'm telling this so detailed is because I think I see it also as a metaphor for life in general. Because it's for me it was always like life is like a stage and we're the actors on this stage and we have to know the script and but we should have also a vision. If we don't have a vision, then somehow we are lost. And this happened several times in my life, that I lost my vision. It was not that I lost my dreams, but I somehow almost gave up on my dreams. And I forgot about this big vision what I had in my head. And yeah, I just try to get the transition, like I say with video editing, I just try to get the transition to another topic because I started with some encouraging topics, but I wanted to talk also about some other topics in my life that made it sometimes a little bit difficult to move on. And there happened something when I was 21 years old, what was really a big, deep hole, I would say, in my life. It was when my mother died. She died of cancer, and it was pretty fast. It didn't even. She had about 1 year time from the moment she knew till she died. So it was quite surprising for me to what happened there, and I didn't have much time to get used to this sort what will happen now. So with 21 years, I was actually still living at home, and I was still not really working. I mean, yes, I worked part-time at the TV station, but I wanted to study actually electronics, and at a certain point I gave up. I said, I can't anymore, this is too much. I can't work and study at the same time, and I was really, yeah, I almost gave up on life. I really had thoughts that I wanted to kill myself. It was really, yeah, I have to say that you understand it a little bit better. I grew up with my mother, so my dad, yeah, I know my dad, and I saw him from time to time, but I lived with my mother, so this is why my mother was really a person who was very close to me. So maybe you understand it a little bit better now if I explain it this way, why it was such a big impact on my life, because it was, yeah, was the person who was the most important person in my life. I mean, of course, I would say with everybody, the mother is a very important person, but for me, it was even more special because we had a very close relationship, my mother and me. So, yeah, how did I get out of this? Because obviously I didn't kill myself. Obviously, I'm still here. And I'm happy about this, that I made this decision to go on, because since then, every time when I hear somebody talking about this, or I have the feeling somebody doesn't want to go on with his or her life, I don't like when people talk like this. I tell them immediately, please, when you're with me, don't talk about it. I don't want to hear it. If you want to kill yourself, then please kill yourself, but don't do it with me while I'm here. And it might sound harsh how I say it, but this is the same way how a very good friend, it was a girl, I wanted actually that she should be my girlfriend, but we never really were boy and girlfriend, but she said exactly the same words. She said, or something similar, something like, I will give you the rope, there's a tree, if you want to finish your life, do it. And I was really angry with her. She doesn't take me serious. But in this moment, I realized that I was angry with her, that I was not serious about what I was saying. I said, if I'm angry at her that she wants to help me to kill myself, then I say, I was not serious about this, otherwise I would have done it already.
Yeah.
So I think it's a very I don't know how to say it. It's a topic where people don't like to talk about it. It's like taboo. I don't know how to say if it's the same word in English. Like you don't talk about it.
Yes, it's taboo. Yeah, yeah.
But I think I just broke with this today that I'm talking about it. And I think it's a very harsh word what I used now. But I think it's the best way to tear somebody out of this hole. This is what I experienced at this moment. I mean, somebody who wants to do it will do it anyway. You can't stop this person. Whatever you will do, this person will do it anyway. So you shouldn't feel guilty that you are the reason why this person did it. This is what I learned from this on my own experience, and I just wanted to say how I got out of this. So this really helped me, and then it was also something that I had my first real girlfriend at this moment, and she helped me to get on a lot more stable emotional level, and her family too. And this is how I got more stable. So this is the story about what happened when I was 21. About 2 years later, I was ready to marry, I would say, because then I was really also I had to go through some of the struggles I realized because I was not ready for a real relationship. I was still too stuck to my mother in my mind, and this is why it took me 2 years till I was really able for my first real relationship. And yeah, 2 years later I married. I have a son with this woman, and we were 9 years married. And yeah, as I said, where means that we are divorced now. My son is 11 years old. I don't want to go too much into details about this story because actually, from my point of view, it was a pretty normal marriage. I mean, we had some struggles like in every relationship, but at a certain point, we just realized it doesn't fit together anymore. We quarrel more than we have a nice life, and I said, also for the sake of our son, it's better if we go different ways because he will have problems and issues with this too if we quarrel all the time. So I want to talk a little bit about this time, what happened after my divorce, because this was a very intense time, the last 3 years. Because I came to a similar point like when my mother died. It happened a few months ago that I was really at the same point again. That I really say I can't anymore. I give up. And I never thought that I would get to this point again. But sometimes you might reach a point in your life where it's really you're at the limit. And what I figured out, I mean, it became clear actually the last couple of days for me that I have a certain pattern in this, what I call self-destruction, and I want to break this pattern. Because whenever I reached a point where I said I was a little bit successful, and I started to destroy it again. But usually this happens subconsciously. I don't know if everybody who is watching this is aware of this, what means subconsciously, but it's something, yeah, actually what we are not aware of. Something what happens below the surface. We are having, everybody has patterns, habits, ways how we deal with things, and we don't even realize sometimes why we do these things. Maybe they are from childhood experiences, or your parents teach you you should do it this way, but you don't realize why you do it. But as soon as you get aware of it, you can break through these patterns. So let me tell you shortly the story of what happened in the last 3 years. Um, I always had this feeling. When my mother died, when I got divorced, I was always afraid to be alone. And yeah, there's somebody outside. This guy is every time in the evening. I don't even know if you can hear him with his dog.
Yeah, I can. No problem.
Anyway, I hope it doesn't disturb you.
No, just keep talking. I mean, it's just
I just explained why I looked there at the window. He's quite funny, this guy, all the time talking with his dog. He comes every evening. Anyway, 3 years ago, it happened the same thing. Like I was afraid that I'm alone, that I couldn't deal with this situation, that I'm on my own. I always had the feeling I need somebody. When my mother died, I felt alone. When I got divorced, I felt alone. Even though, yes, I saw my son from time to time, but I felt very lonely. And I think this was also a big thing to learn from me. But at this time, I couldn't deal with it, so I was really looking for a new girlfriend. And as I feel very attracted to African people and African women, I was looking for an African woman. And yeah, I didn't know how to get in contact with an African woman. After a while, I met a man from Nigeria when I was living in Salzburg here in Austria. And he said, "Oh, I will think about it, but I think I know somebody. She's looking for an Austrian guy, and I will introduce you to her." Hmm. Yeah. It was quite nice the first couple of weeks, but if I would have known what's expecting me, I would have never started this whole story. And actually, some people who know the whole story would have said, they said it actually, especially my father. She said, "Hey, how could you continue with this whole thing if you knew after a couple of weeks already what is going on?" But I continued. So what happened after a couple of weeks? I figured out that she is a victim of human trafficking. That I don't know if I said already that, yeah, she was also from Nigeria, like this guy introduced me. That she had to work as a prostitute for these guys who brought her to Europe. In the beginning, she told me that it's about 30,000 euros what she owes them, and 15,000 euros paid her ex-boyfriend, and she would need another 15,000 euros to be fine with them. And I gave her a couple of €1,000, actually 2 or 3,000. And then she still wanted more all the time, and I said, this can't go on like this. I sold all my gold already, and I don't have any money anymore. And actually, I also quit my job a couple of weeks before we met, so I was actually unemployed, so it was not the easy situation. But I said I won't leave her. I don't do this only because she's in a difficult situation. She was asylum seeker too. So I thought this is not the reason to leave somebody. If you really want to be together with someone, then you go through these difficult times too. But till the end of the year 2011, I was at this point. I said, no, it doesn't make any sense, this whole thing. And it's also, she is drinking all the time. She is partying all the time. She is not even at home. I don't even have a girlfriend. So why should I stay together with her? She doesn't even want that I support her. She just destroys herself. And yeah, maybe she had a trauma too, but I decided this doesn't work, and I really wanted to leave. I already called my father. I said, can I bring my things to you? I want to move out from her apartment. And he said, yes, it's okay. We even arranged everything already, and half an hour later she came home unexpectedly, because I didn't expect her till next day in the morning.
Right, correct.
That means we had a long talk this evening, my girlfriend and me. And she made a confession too. She said, I have to tell you something. I'm pregnant. I said, okay, but it can't be from me. Because you were partying, we were outside the last 2 months, we didn't have any relationship, this is not from me, this baby. I don't know how you would have reacted in this situation. But I said, let me think about it 2 weeks, and then I will make a decision. So after 2 weeks, I said, okay, I made a decision. Now it's your time to make a decision. I will stay with you. I will accept this baby. But you have to stay with me too. You have to decide that you stay with me. Decide it now, or I will go. Yeah, of course. What chance did she have? The father of her child didn't want her anymore. So she didn't have any other chance either, but it was not really a love relationship. It was more a relationship we needed each other somehow. So we stayed the next month together till the child was born, and then she decided to leave me. Yeah, I could have predicted it actually already. Because she never knew if she wants to stay or leave or not. But of course I was deeply hurt. I said, I stayed with you together for this 9 months before the baby was born. I feel like it's my own baby, even though I'm not the biological father, and you just go away now. I really took care of you. I took care of the growing baby. I took care of everything the last 9 months, and you just go away. It's, yeah, of course. It's not surprising after all what I know about her now. She had also her patterns, how I said. um, to make a long story short, I got in contact with her best friend. Actually, she was the one who were actually, uh, how do you say, she was actually planning this whole game. This is what I figured out 1 year later. But we were just the actors in this game. So her best friend told her actually to have a child with this other man. Her best friend wanted that we split up. Her best friend wanted that she goes back to the father of the child. And her best friend had another plan with me, to bring me together with another Nigerian woman who was actually the sister-in-law of her husband. So I just tried to make it a little bit more short. But I didn't even know about all these plans. I was just good-hearted and good-minded and open-minded, and I just said, okay, this woman wants to comfort me because my girlfriend left me now, and she wants to take care of me, and you're part of the family, and we are so nice to you, and everything is great, and we want to give you a new girlfriend, and blah, 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 blah. At the end, I figured out that these are not only people who don't care about my well-being, these were criminals, actually. These people were actually involved in these whole stories with this human trafficking. And I also decided I'm not afraid anymore. As I'm talking in public about this now, I don't mention any names. But if these people ever see this video, they will know about whom I'm talking. And I decided too the last couple of days, I'm not angry anymore. Because if I'm angry, if I project all this negative energy on them, then it will come back to me. I decided I will forgive them. I will forgive this woman who left me. I will forgive her best friend. I will forgive her husband. I will forgive her brother-in-law. And I won't go into details now, because if I go into details, maybe they won't like it if I tell the whole story. Maybe one day, as I decided, I will write a book about it detailed, and then you can read it in my book, all the details, when I'm strong enough to tell the whole story. But you can imagine that this is a game. This was really not a game anymore. It was really something about life and death when we talk about human trafficking. So I risk a lot anyway already that I'm telling this story so open already with my name written under this video. So you can imagine that I have a weird feeling in my stomach at the moment telling this story. But I said before I want to cut this story short, so I decide now that it's finished with this Nigerian story, and I will tell you shortly what happened afterwards. Um, I was really at the point when I was really at a very low point with my health, with my energy, with everything. I didn't have any financial means anymore. I didn't have any energy, physical energy anymore. And I got sick. I got the flu. I was still at work, and at the end, I ended up in hospital with inflammation of my heart muscle. So this is what I meant with self-destruction pattern. It took me 1.5 years now to get out of this self-destruction pattern again, and also to get rid of all my fears and all these panic attacks and all this stuff what really bothered me. And yeah, I told you a lot of negative stuff now from the last 3 years, but I want to also give the people hope who listen to this now. If you decide not to give up, and if you decide you want to go on and want to fight through all these struggles, even though it's painful, it was really painful, not only in emotional, it was physically painful. Of course, I was in hospital. I suffered a lot. But just see it day by day. Think about yesterday. How did you feel yesterday? Oh, yesterday I felt a little bit worse than today. Today I feel better. Okay, got better a little bit. Wow. Okay, maybe tomorrow it will be a little bit better. And this is how I went through all these struggles, even though it was I had to be very patient. And of course there were setbacks that I don't know how to say it. Yeah, I had panic attacks again, and I was in hospital again, and I needed some help. But it got better every day, every month, every week, got better and better and better. And now I can't believe it. I mean, last year I could hardly walk for 5 minutes. I couldn't breathe because my heart was so weak and everything. And now, 5 months ago, I decided to change my diet. I'm a vegan now. I do a lot of workout. I go running. Like Maros, actually, I want to do a triathlon. I have to say, it's still on my bucket list, actually. I'm not even close to be a triathlete. I mean, the longest what I run is at the moment 8 kilometers, but I mean, I do something at least, and this is the point what I want to tell you. Do something every day. It's like, there's a book from Darren Hardy, The Compound Effect. I can only recommend everybody to read this, The Compound Effect. It compounds, how you say. Everything what you do in a negative or in a positive way will compound every day. And will get worse or will get better. But it's your decision which way you want to go. And I decided to go the way that will get better every day. And this is where I'm now. I lost 15 kilograms the last 5 months. I had 83 kilograms, now I have 68. I feel strong, I feel healthy. I feel vibrant, full of energy, and yeah, I mean, it's not only the diet, but I think it's a big part of it. And I don't want to convert anybody to vegan, but I can only recommend just take some minutes, maybe half an hour, make your research on the internet, and you will see that it's worth at least to think about it. To change a little bit your diet. You don't have to go vegan right away, but maybe reduce some things what we consider not so healthy, like eat a lot of meat with a lot of animal fat and all this stuff. And yeah, so yeah, actually I would say I'm pretty finished with my story at the moment, but there's one thing what I still have on my list. I just see, and this is about my intentions for how do I want to go on, because now I regained all my energy. how do I want to go on? I started about 1.5 years ago with online marketing, or almost 2 years ago, actually.
Yeah, can I ask you a question?
Yes, please, please.
Because that's what I'm interested in. I mean, it is just incredible story would you just share with us. I mean, it's really personal stuff, and it's really it's it's a material for a book, for a movie, what you just shared with us, because it's so
Mhm.
powerful.
Yeah.
Like it's like struggling for your life. There is one thing, struggling for life, when you, let's say, you don't have some means to survive, of course, when you don't have food or you don't have money, but you have this willpower to survive.
Hmm.
So you actually feel physical pain, but kind of emotionally maybe, or on a psychological level, you are fighter, you are fighting, you're not giving up. And it's another
Yes.
thing where you might live in a company maybe, and sorry, in a society where you have all you need actually, but emotionally, psychologically, you are kind of a dead man because you feel like you're going to die, and that's and the ideas you have, okay, I'm going to die, or if I'm not going to die, I will kill myself, because that's the only outcome I see for me. And of course the worst thing is to be in the second situation, I believe.
Hmm.
And what I wanted to ask you is, okay, you have this dream, and your vision is this what you're doing now, and the company we are both involved with, it's something you believe that will help you to fulfill your dreams, maybe the dreams you dreamt about, or you're still dreaming about, to what you want to accomplish in a professional life, maybe making movies, and also kind of on a personal level, because we both know that the company we work with has a lot to do with mindset, with positive attitude,
Hmm.
with motivation, with being around people who are successful and who are very helpful at the same time. So people who are want to uplift you as well. So is this something where you see yourself, okay, this is the best fit for me? Because I know you are involved with the same stuff I'm involved. So is it something where you see yourself being in the right direction or going in the right direction? I don't know if you want to talk about this right now, but
Yeah.
I
No,
just
it's
had to ask.
okay. No, I wanted to talk about it anyway, so it's good that you asked the question. Um, I tell you honestly, in the beginning, I was not sure.
Mm.
And I have the feeling some people who listen to this might have the same feeling. Or is this really the right thing for me? Or will it help me to get to the point where I want to get? And I always saw it as a tool to get to the next stage. Because I tell you honestly, it's not exactly what I wanted to do. I will start like this. I had an advertising agency with my ex-wife for almost 2 years, and we were both actually the CEO somehow. But she always said, "You are actually the boss who is make the marketing and who brings the customers." And this is where I always struggled when we had this company together. And this is actually the point where I realized when I started with online marketing, this is exactly what is missing in my journey as an entrepreneur. This
All right.
marketing stuff.
Right. I understand. All
How
right.
do I get people interested into my product? How do I get people to join me?
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
Uh, and without actually convincing them somehow, because this is what I came to this conclusion. You can't convince anybody from something what they don't want to do. They will do it when they are ready to do it. But yeah, so to answer your question, yes, it definitely helped me to get further, and it will still help me because the journey is not over. Uh, I mean, only to make videos and to do these Google Hangouts is a big step already out of your comfort zone, and I think it's a big step to become an entrepreneur. Uh, I think this is the best training what I can recommend everybody to make videos and to make Google Hangouts. to go into public, to talk to the people, and to tell your story like I did it now. And maybe you don't consider it as marketing, but I think it has to do a lot of with marketing, because
Mhm.
the whole life you're doing marketing. You're all the time presenting yourself, you're presenting your products, you're presenting what you want to offer the other people. If the people don't know what you offer, then how can they be interested in it? Yeah, that's actually it, what I can say to this. So also to the company, um, yeah, I mean, in 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 January I was at the big event in Miami, and I think this is the biggest problems with all this internet marketing, with all this online marketing and all these online companies. The people ask, is this real? Is this, can I trust them, or is it a scam? Yeah, this bad S word. Online marketers don't like to hear it, but of course I had the same question in my mind when I started with this company. I mean, maybe I am a little bit more spontaneous and I decided quite fast to join them, but I had the same questions on my mind. And as latest in Miami in January this year, I was convinced that this is a real company, and this is, yeah, they even have a headquarter in St. Petersburg in Florida, uh, and they had almost 5,000 people there. I mean, if this is not a real company, how did they manage to get 5,000 people there and to organize a big event for all these people from all around the world? And not only this, it was also something what I consider one of the most life-changing events in my life. It really, yeah, it really made me, I don't know how to say it, a completely new human being. It was really like after all these struggles last year with my sickness and all this stuff, it was like a reset button.
Mm.
Like I pressed the reset button when I was there at this event. So it was, I met a lot of like-minded people. This was the first point, what I liked there. And also the founders of Empower Network and all these leaders. Yeah, I don't know if it's okay. I just said the name of the company, but um, I think it's okay if you say this name, Empower Network, because the problem is with this name, a lot of people have already a meaning, have already a, how do you say, they have already their
Association,
opinion,
something.
association opinion about this company, and they say, oh, it's a scam, it's, I don't like this company. It's okay for me. They should believe what they believe. I still make money with it, and I still uh, have good experiences with them, and why should I listen to these other people? It's their opinion, it's not mine. So what I wanted to say is the founders of this company, um, yeah, one of them, I really met him in person. It was David Sharp, and I wanted, of course, also to say hello to David Wood, but it was not easy with 5,000 people obviously around him, and there were his bodyguards, and he had some problems. And this event, he had a, you know, how do you say, a
Ah,
brace or
yeah, yeah,
something like this around
yeah.
his neck. So I guess
Mm.
this is why he was protected a little bit more on this weekend. Um, but anyway, I think these two guys are really incredible, two incredible people who built really something great. And they did this, what I was talking about before when I was talking about the profession as a director. They had a big vision. They knew the movie already. They knew already how the movie should look like. They just needed to find some actors. They needed some staff who is putting this movie into action. But they were the directors of this movie, and they had this vision already. And this is why, I mean, when I talk about it, I even get goosebumps. I mean, this is how it should be. We are not talking about business. We are talking about a lifestyle. We are talking about yeah, something that is exciting. It shouldn't be like what we when we talk about work and the 9 to 5 job, we think about something we have to do. But yeah, this is just wanted to share my feelings also about it.
Yeah. Do you have? We are running pretty long, so.
Yeah, I know. This is why I stopped now, because I realized that if I continue talking about my passions, then it will get longer.
Yeah. So let's say this. Now you are. I mean, if you accept the offer, I'm making you now. You are officially one of us marketing freaks here, and anybody who is sharing his life story and who gets naked, it's kind of a test to be a member.
Should I get No, I got pretty naked today.
Yeah. You can, but you don't have to. So you're officially now one of us internet marketing freaks. We have our Facebook page. We have our hangouts. We hang out each Monday. So you can feel free to join our hangouts again. If you want to participate in one of the hangouts, just let us know. So we will try to figure it out how you can be on more hangouts. But you are invited to watch all our hangouts, and we want to share powerful stuff here, not just personal stories like your story, because your story is really powerful, and also of the stories of the people we had before. But we also want to share some marketing tips here, and get as many people as involved with our vision here. We want to help people be successful in internet marketing as much as they wish, or as they envision for their future to fulfill their dreams. So you guys who are watching this reply, sorry, you can contact me. My name is there, but you can also contact Otmar Brownecker. There is his name below his picture, so just type it in the Facebook. Just connect with Otmar, and you can ask him anything you want, or just get in touch with him if you want to, if you feel like. About the opportunity, business opportunity we are offering, the same thing. You can contact either me or Otmar, and yeah, that's all from us today. I don't know, Otmar, any closing 1, 2, 3 sentences you want to add to whatever you shared with us, or we just wrap it up like that now? It's up to you.
Yeah. One thing I want to repeat again what I said before. No matter how hard it gets or how tough it gets in your life, never give up, and there's always hope that it will get better. You just have to believe in it. So this is what I wanted to repeat and wanted to emphasize.
Great.
Yeah.
Again, thanks, Otmar. It was really powerful stuff you shared with us, and you really got naked. And thank you for that. Thank you for being open. Thank you for being honest. Thank you for showing what is inside you. And as I said, will come in our community here, and hopefully we see you on one of our next hangouts as well. Thank you again, you guys watching this, and we love you, we appreciate you, and have a good day. And come back again Monday. We will be here 8 p.m. Monday live.
Thanks also for inviting me. Okay.
No problem. You're welcome.
Okay.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.